Welcome to Sunday. It's a good, happy Sunday, everybody. Stream's current bitrate is lower than the recommended bitrate. We met you in, 6,800. So let's go to my settings and we'll go to stream. Okay, maybe we'll go to output. Oh, yeah, that's not even close. Yeah, OBS, after I had, let's do 10,000. Yeah. There we go. We'll apply that and go, okay. Okay. So maybe that'll make a bit rate a little better. We shall see. I'm not going to get into this for a little bit. We'll wait until a couple people show up. Maybe we'll get somebody here. Don't really know. Let's see. Comp, how am I doing on that? That's looking good. Probably need to turn up the gain on this microphone a little bit. You got to get stuff, banging for you. There we go. We'll get a little more voice in this. Is it dimed? It's almost dimed. There we go. Now we're getting my voice up to a reasonable volume. It should be pretty reasonable. I'll bring this up just a little bit. There we go. Bring the input up just a little bit. All right. Make sure my speakers are off. Happy Sunday. And I thought I had that set to automatically go to live chat, but it doesn't. But that's okay. Probably a lot of people going live this weekend, given the holidays are coming and everybody's got time off of work. That's great. Very cool. Probably not going to be playing a lot of music on this live stream. This is ultimately to help with mixing. If you record and mix music, that's what this is primarily about. So, okay, that all looks good. Yeah, not really planning on playing a whole lot today. Gonna be doing kind of a bit of a remix on a song that I recently released with my friend Mark. We did a pretty good job on doing a mix of this song. And I've got a really great mix, but I wanted to kind of show you guys how I go about it. What you hear, or if you've heard, it's been viewed, I don't know, between Mark and I 700 times ish at this point. So that's kind of cool that many people have cared enough to watch it and listen to it. It's a really beautiful song, powerful song. I'm doing stuff that I'm trying to be, educational with my channel rather than being kind of, it's nonsense. And I do have a sense of humor. Let's see. I'll bring that back just a little bit. I got too much gain on that mic for sure. And I'm not trying to be the loudest stream in the world either. So I'm just going to go live and enjoy my Sunday. I finally heard from one person today. That was kind of cool. Nobody from my family has gotten a hold of me. But of course, I live on Mars. Hey, hi, Vanzini. What's happening, brother? I know you and our friend, our mutual friend, have some music. It sounds like that's coming up fairly soon. I'll, I'll be quiet about that. Right? Um, you might find this pretty interesting for guitar recording. I know that you're a very experienced recording artist and have done a lot of it, but you might find this very interesting today, um, given the context of this song and how um, bare it is. I mean, there is virtually nothing in this song. There's zero big production, nothing like that. It's very, very naked and very, I got to be careful with my words. If I say naked, I suppose I get banned or something. But um, the music is very naked. It contains one guitar and one vocal track. Oh, you give him a mess and he straightens it out. Yeah, he does a pretty good job of working. He's pretty easy to work with. Um, he usually does it in a lot of cases. I get way more stuff than I actually need, and a lot of times it's hi Brad. Uh, yeah, cool, Brad. Yeah, it's great to see you, dude. I hope you're. I'd like to just kind of before I dig into the substance of this broadcast, which I think you might find really interesting, the way I recorded this acoustic guitar. Everybody's Not everybody, but a lot of people have seen it. But it might be a good way for you to do that. But tell me about your live show. Uh, Tell us all a little bit. I wish I could have you on as a guest just to speak. I'm not on a platform that I could invite you as a guest. It would be a lot more fun to listen to you talk about it because I know neither one of us play live very often, and it's something that I miss greatly. Um, but I still have the opportunity to do it, and I still get to do it once in a while. But tell us about your show, man. Uh, the Inner City Surfers played a live show. If you're not aware, great Manzini, and to my knowledge, you're the only other one here. Hello, Justin at Jam Pro Sound. Yeah, tell us a little bit about your show and yeah, Brad did a live show. He played live in I don't know where, someplace I would assume near where he lives, and I'm not going to divulge that information. But yeah, I'll leave that up to him. Just, and I'd also like to, right here at the beginning of things, thank Jam Pro Sound for making such a wonderful mix of the song that I'm about to remix. It's such a simple song. It took me a couple of days of working on it to get the guitar part dialed in. But okay. And I don't think maybe I can. Oh, I can't put. I could have put the dude. Yeah, it was a blast. I had a great time. Practiced the day before for about an hour just to get going over some parts that we forgot. And did the gig, and it went well. Excellent, brother. It was my first live stream. I didn't have a great place to set. Yeah, yeah. Welcome to my world. I know exactly what you mean, man. Uh, Salt Street Marie. It's about 12 hours from where I live. Holy smokes! Salt Streak. So, did you play in the U.S. or did you play up north? 12 hours. That's like 12 hours of driving. You could end up in Florida, dude. Although I don't know about you. No, I'm joking. Jam Pro, I hope you're having a good day, man. Thanks for the note today. It was good to hear from somebody. Yeah, dude, that's a long drive to go play a live show, man. And none of us really do it for the money. If you're playing live, you ain't getting much. But hopefully, maybe you got a little bit of your gas paid for, or plane ride, or whatever. But yeah, that's a long way to go. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting because my band we'll drive, and some gigs are 4 hour round trip. Yeah, back of a chair. Oh, Ontario, Canada. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you were able to, I'm hoping you were able to stand up. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Wow. Yeah, I can imagine. So I'm guessing it's, given the slight bit, well, I don't want to get too far into details. I don't want people knowing exactly where you live. I know a little bit about where you live. You've shared with me where it is, and in our conversations, and we'll keep that to ourselves. But that is awesome, dude. Long drive. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, that's awesome. He's getting married. Good for him. Wow. I promise I'll never do that again, but good for him. I hope that he has a long, happy um, marriage with his new wife. That's cool. Yeah, here in the U.S., I think that's a terrible institution to get involved in. If two people can't just live together and be together for their whole lives, boy, if you get married, oh man, it can be, if things don't go right, it can be disastrous mostly for men. But uh, yeah, good for them, man. Yeah, we travel, 4 hours round trip in some cases, to get to gigs. We don't really travel much further than that. Uh, yeah. Well, that's cool, man. People know you're. I'm hoping. I don't. The Inner City Surfers. You guys primarily do original music, as far as I know. I've heard a lot of your stuff played primarily on Ron Ward's show, which is really fun. It's always really good stuff. Um, I don't know all of the members of your band, um, but yeah, well, cool. I'm really glad to hear that. It's nice to know that you were able to get out and play a live show, because it is so much fun. And there are a lot of guys that have played a lot of live shows in their lives, and unfortunately don't have the opportunity to do it much anymore. Jam Pro and I have played shows together. Uh, Believe it or not, yes, we did. That would have been in 2006 or 7, maybe. So quite a long time ago. But we had a lot of fun. Played in a really good band, and the band I play in now actually plays some of the same songs that we did. A few covers, yeah. Okay, cool, cool. Yeah, and we had a really fun night. There's a little tag of the show that we played, the last show that my band played on the 28th of October, um, 2004 or 5. Yeah, so it's been almost 20 years ago that me and Jam Pro played in a band together. We did a bunch of shows together, in fact. We were playing Sheesh, man, that was almost every other week or every weekend we were playing at JSD's, and we play at the college, and then we'd play it. We didn't play at when the you guys had closed down. The other bar got closed down because of you fuckers before I was a member of the band, but which it's not something I would be terribly proud of. That was a really cool bar. Now it's some boring dental office or something. Yeah, we had a lot of fun. Had an amazing channel called Mikey and his uke. Oh, okay, okay, cool, cool. Oh yeah. Well, thanks, Brad. Yeah, and it was the same thing, man. I mean, it was just, and that I don't know. Did we? You guys, What date was it that you played? Because our gig was on the 28th of October, and was yours like November 6th, maybe, or 4th? I don't remember. Um, I was trying to think if we were playing a gig on the same night, playing live on the same night. I mean, that would be a really cool thing, and it would be really fun to be able to sit in a room and play guitar with you. I think you and I would have a blast, dude. We probably know 80 songs together, and we could just sit down and bang them out. And if we didn't, we sure would be able to play them. But yeah, the band that Jam Pro and I played in, and you know, yeah, they did. I know. Yep, yep, yeah, yeah. Well, they shouldn't have been doing what they were doing. Yeah, I get you. Uh, yeah, it was fun to have. We did only cover tunes that night. We don't play any of the original music of the album that we recorded. I've recorded 2 albums with some people, and um, oh, the third. Okay, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay, that's what it was. Okay, cool. All right, so just a few days. We only played a few days apart, man. A week, I guess. Uh, we played on a Saturday, and I think you guys would have played on the following Friday. Is how that might have worked out. Maybe Thursday. But yeah, almost on the same date. Um, yeah, and the amount of fun that Jampro and I had playing gigs together. The drummer was always an interesting situation, and man, the lead vocalist in that band was absolutely phenomenal, and he still is a remarkable musician. And I don't just say that because I played in a band with the guy, and I've played with a lot of really great musicians in my life, and guys that have gone big time and big famous people. But this guy was no joke, man. He was amazing. New interface, okay. The UA Volt 276 Studio Bundle, okay. So, right? Uh, Yeah, exactly. Jam Pro just said everything I could say. Yep. Yep. A guy that made it come so far under the radar. It's just remarkable. And it's cool that at least at this point he's gotten some recognition. Um, I record a lot, and I record a lot of music, and none of it's I don't write good songs, whereas Brad is an example of someone who uh, writes some good songs. Yeah, yeah. I remember Jam Pro shared that on his one of his other social media platforms, and I was like, "Damn, I got to listen to that song again." So we'll get into this. We've been going for, I don't know, 20 minutes or so, and I don't want to get boring, and I appreciate you guys hanging. Oh, shucks. I'm going to have to, doggone it, of course. I'm going to have to take care of my blood glucose real quick. Doggone it. Okay, I'm gonna have to eat something, you guys, and forgive me. Of course, this would happen right when I get my stream going. So I think what I'll do here is while I'm doing this, let's do this, and I'm gonna go ahead and let's see. Let me make this full screen, and I'm gonna go ahead and play this song for you. And this is I have to do this, you guys. Forgive me. My blood sugar's a little bit low and unexpected. It's something that happens once in a while for me. So I'm going to let you watch this. And this is the mix that Jam Pro Sound did it. The song is about how long is it? It's 4 minutes and 20 seconds or so long. And I'm going to let you guys. I have to do this. I'm going to push play and let you guys watch and listen to this song, and then we will I have to do this though. Let me mute the because I have the whole song here. Yeah, there we go. So now you'll just be hearing what was released on YouTube ultimately. I'm going to let you guys give this a listen, and then we'll remix this song. Forgive me, man. So here we go. I'm going to make sure this is working. 1, 2. Okay. The audio and video may not line up real well, but it's just because my computer's working really hard right now.
Leaves are on the ground. Fall has come. Blue skies turning gray. Like my love, I tried to carry you and make you whole, but it was never enough. I must go. Who is gonna save you when I'm gone? And watch over you when I'm gone. You say you care for me, but hide it well. How can you love someone and not yourself? Who is gonna save you when I'm gone? And who watch over you when I'm gone? And when I'm gone, who'll break your fall? Who will you blame? I can't go on, let you lose it all. It's more than I can take. Who'll ease your pain? Ease your pain.
I ran out of Skittles, man. I used up the last of them today already. Thanks, Lord Spike. Welcome, brother.
Who's
My
gonna
computer's
save
not gonna
you
buckle
when I'm gone.
Stuff going on.
And watch over you. I'll give you strength when you're not strong. Snow is on the ground. Winter's come. You long to hear my voice, but I'm long gone.
All right, so I got dinner just in time. So let's get this out of the way now. So thank you, Great Vanzini. She's for not doing more. Well, yeah, I think you could. I'm just catching up on the. Hey, dude, get down. I know you're hungry, but Fred's on a diet right now, so he's really wanting to. He wants me to feed him because he ate all the food that I gave him this morning, but I'm sorry. Unfortunately, he's gotten a little big. I'm gonna try and eat and work at the same time. Lord Spike, thank you, and again, welcome to the stream. I'm glad to see you here. Now, what we have here, let me go to my track control panel. So this track right here is the actual video track, and I'm going to turn that all the way down. And again, this is the audio picture of what Justin. This is what Justin mixed for us. This is his mastered mix that I received in a Dropbox from him. And what we have here are the actual guitar tracks that were recorded. And I used 2 microphones to record the guitars. And I'm going to go, let me see, if I bring this, I can bring this over here. Let's see, if I go over to this, you'll see that in front of my guitar, and let me make this full size here so you can see it. I think if I make it full screen, so you can see here that I have 2 microphones in front of my acoustic guitar. This guitar take, it was done in one take. No punch-ins, including the guitar solo, including all of the parts in this song. This was one take. And so I have the excuse me. I have the larger microphone, this one right here. That is pointed right at this area of the guitar down here. And this microphone, given the where I'm sitting, was pointed generally right here around the 13th or 14th fret. So I've got sound pointed directed right at this portion of the guitar, and then this microphone was pointed at this portion of the guitar. And I realized the video doesn't really show that very clearly, but that's where I have these microphones, which to most probably engineers, they'd be like, what in the world would you do that? Mm-hmm. Yeah, non-traditional. Jam Pro just said it. Um, Great Vanzini. Yeah. And you can see that the track is completely one take. There are no punch-ins. Nothing. That was from start to finish. The only cheating, if you want to call it that, is that I used a click track, which is where's my click? I don't remember. Maybe I just used the click track that was on this, but nonetheless. So there are the guitar tracks, and those are bused to a master bus. Now, and then the vocal take that I used was this one on what's going on here with that? Something strange has gone on here. Maybe I rendered some stuff. I don't know why this either that or let me see what's going on here. Yeah, that's what the deal is. Let me delete this. And so this is the take that Mark sent me. I'm not quite sure what has happened with all of this. And while this track does look stereo, it is not. It is straight up a mono track. So ultimately, on that song that you just watched and heard, it's 3 tracks: acoustic guitar and vocals. And I need to keep eating. Yeah, yeah, Jam Pro or Great Vanzini, I get it. When I'm tracking an electric song with 50 tracks that have 18 guitar tracks and 2 bass lines and a whole drum kit and 18 vocal tracks, yeah, dude, I'll punch in. I want that stuff perfect. But for this one, what Jam Pro just said is what I think made. Watch the live version of this that was brought on Live in Amsterdam. I think is the arrangement that I copied, and my pancreas is telling me to eat, so I'm going to shut up right now. But while I enjoy very well recorded and very well produced music, I also like music that is honest. And what he just said, a few buzzy notes here and there just served to add some character overall. I think some of that is important to keep. And I think you're absolutely right, because I did not play a perfect guitar part, and it's right there in plain view. It's one video shot and one recording. I hit record in Reaper. I actually started the video recording and then hit record in Reaper, and that's what you get. And the reason I said 1, 2, so I could line up the video and the audio. That was all it was. Yeah, perfect is boring. To some degree. So I need to try and eat this as quickly as I can. I really let me get this out of the way. All right, so there. All right, forgive me for having to eat in front of y'all. I did not expect to have a low blood glucose at that time. I am a type 1 diabetic, and I have to really be careful about my diet. And now I have to be careful about Fred's diet, my cat, because he's getting a little heavy. and it's unhealthy to be like that. So I've got both of us are on a pretty much permanent diet now. Um, where did you go? And I usually do have stuff like Skittles and such around, but for some reason, I really don't have. Well, hello, Hugh. Welcome, brother. My brother in arms. And we're going to get started in how I would go about recording or mixing this song. And I'm going to use some of Justin's advice, but I am going to mix it by myself. And we're going to listen to it ultimately the way it was recorded and the way that we can make it a little bit more interesting. It's a bummer because probably Brad has probably left, and he got his new audio interface. I hope that he's still here because this could really help him immensely with his new audio interface. I'm assuming it's probably a 2-channel audio interface, and those can be used with to record stuff that sounds at this quality or better if you're a better guitar player than me, which there are many of them out there. I'm just I've been doing it a long time, but I hear you. You can hear my phone giving me the heads up. Hey, dude, you got to eat something. I'm eating as quickly as I can, you guys. I'm trying to scarf this stuff down as quickly as I can. And Hugh, that's interesting that's a great comment because it really, with collaborating with somebody on a tune like this, it really is important to try and make stuff sound as if it was done in the same room, or that it was done together. And I think the only thing that I did, and I appreciate you being here, Justin. Something that, Mark and I are almost as far away from one another as you could possibly get on the planet. Meaning, if I was to drive to his house, I would have to drive about as far as you could possibly drive to get anywhere on planet Earth. And so utterly, you can't get almost as far away from one another as you can get, which is really cool. What the internet has done for us to be able to do these types of collaborations. It's interesting that the two of us live so far away, and are still able to record and make stuff sound like it was performed in the same room. But also, I want to be sure to have a nice sounding recording with a bit of a stereo field and such. So that's a big reason why I used 2 microphones on it. And again, we're gonna take a quick look. Here are the two microphones that were used. This set of microphones costs about somewhere in the neighborhood of $100. They're very, very cheap microphones, and I did that on purpose. This guitar also, I know I've made a pretty big stink about this, but you know, you watch people record all the time and you see their guitars and stuff. This guitar, about 5 days prior to this recording and this video that you see, this guitar was in 3 different pieces. I know that 4 days prior to this, it was definitely in at least 2 different pieces. So not only is this a really cool song to have been asked to play on, and it's such a really well-written song, and Mark was really stricken by the lyrics in this song. I think it had a very special meaning to him. For me, I don't really pay a whole lot of attention to lyric content in songs. I'm usually focused on the guitar parts and drum lines or whatever. Yeah. Yeah, Ray Vanzini, you and I are about as far away from that dude as you could possibly get. And you know, Great Vanzini and I only live, if I started driving right now, I'd be at Vanzini's house at less than, I don't know, it'd be 9:30 tonight. We'd be having a beer together, literally. Yep. And my blood glucose is coming back up now, by the way, you guys, and forgive me for taking so long to get into this. Yeah, Brad, that is a very, very, very common way to record. But part of the deal with my recording of this song was that I watched the live version that became very popular on YouTube. It's from an Alter Bridge concert done in Amsterdam, and the recording was just so fantastic. And you know, right over my left shoulder, I'm shooting this video, and I do have a Taylor acoustic guitar that I could have used, but I had just fixed this Takamine, and I was like, you know, and it's funny because this guitar is one of the lawsuit. What's it look like? It looks like a Martin D28, and it is a spitting image of a Martin D28, which Takamine got sued, and they had to quit making that style of guitar and had to change their headstocks. I think that if you buy a Takamine after about 1979 is when that lawsuit happened. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, forgive me, you guys. Forgive me for taking so long to get into this mix, but I've got to get my blood glucose up where I can work here and function. When my blood glucose gets as low as it is, my brain doesn't work. It's like a car being very, very, very low on fuel and no gas station ahead. Literally, that's what happens when you have low blood glucose, and that's literally the best explanation I can make of it. I feel fine. I'm not going to have any trouble. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guitar players present. I think if I go to, let me see, let me look here. And four of us, 5 of us here. And I want to say thanks to all you guys for being here. So let me get this out of the way, and I'll bring myself back into the picture. All right, so let me put this down here. Oops, no, that is not what I meant to do. This needs to go right there. I want to move this down here, just so we kind of have that to reference for the mix. And again, I'm just going to turn volume down on the audio that was sent to me by Justin. If I mute this channel, the video will disappear. So I just turn the fader down. So here are my guitar tracks. And let's see, I'm sorry. And this is the video. And again, I just turned the audio all the way down on that track. And I'm going to center, this is the audio that Mark sent me. And if I push play, we're going to listen to this.
Leaves are on the ground. Fall has come. Blue skies turning gray.
Now, this is totally mono, right? No effects. There's nothing on this.
I'm
going to open up the effects for the lead vocal,
and
they are all turned off. So this is as naked as you could possibly get.
But it was never enough.
There's no effects.
I must go. Ooh.
Okay, so these are not lining up correctly, and I'm not quite sure why. What's going on here? Maybe that. Oh, there we go. That would do it. So okay. So here we go. Let's try this from the top again. So just give it a little listen here.
Leaves are on the ground.
Okay.
Fall has come.
No reverb, no compression, nothing.
Blue skies turning gray.
Right?
Like my love.
Okay, so I'm going to stop it right there. Now, the first thing I'm going to do, and again, you can see the microphones that are on my guitar. Again, the lower microphone being this lower track being the small pencil mic, and this upper track being the larger round. And the diaphragm, these are not. This is not a large diaphragm condenser mic. They're both condenser mics, so they both do require phantom power. So one thing that I like to do is get my guitar out of the way. And usually, recording an acoustic guitar, you're going to do what Brad said is record with one microphone, play the song twice. I did not do that on this particular song. I played one take, did one recording of the song of the guitar, and left it. So one thing that I do to get the guitar out of the way of the vocal. So let's listen to this real quick. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and mute the video track so we don't have that. And I'm going to close this window so our processing isn't... So what I can do with this guitar track is take the guitar, pan one of the microphones about 60%, let's do 65% to the left, and the other one the same distance, 66%. What are we at? 66. And this will stop doing that here shortly. And now if we listen to this, we've got a nice stereo field. And here's the guitars just in one. When I solo that track,
Leaves are on the ground.
so now that it's put those guitars, now, so what I've done is I've panned one microphone to the left and one of them to the right, and that pushes the guitars out of the way of the vocal that is dead center, right? So now immediately you almost notice that the vocals seem like they got louder, and you'll notice I haven't touched a fader. The faders are all at 0, right? Mark recorded this at his house. I recorded this at my house here. I am going to turn up the small pencil mic just a little bit to balance the left and right side. And what I'm looking at is this is my master bus, or we'll call it a parent bus just to be careful. So now we can look at the meter on this. Okay, so now we've got a nice stereo field, right? And it's not terribly loud, but this is the audio that you watched on the video that was mixed by Justin Mai. And when these vocals come in, you'll notice they are definitely.
Leaves are on the ground.
Okay.
Fall has
I'm still going to bring this second mic so that you can see these faders are fairly well balanced.
Like my love.
Okay, right, so there's our guitar. Sounded really nice, and it's out of the way of the vocals. Now, this song really doesn't need a whole lot more, right? However, and also, I just want to be real honest. When I recorded this, I used a voice denoise plugin. I used an EQ, which shelved all this, and this is a commitment. When I recorded this is what audio was recorded. So both of these guitars tracks were run through the exact same thing. And I have a compressor that's set 4.5 to 1. And I can't duplicate what was happening through this compressor because this was done when the song was recorded. And I only put that on here so that if I did happen to get that perfect take and I clipped something that I had this compressor. So here it is, 4.5 to 1, and it's compressing nothing above 411 hertz. I mean, literally nothing above that. So that's all I'm doing. This is a commitment again, and while I'm playing this back, these effects have absolutely zero effect on what's going on here. If I push play, you'll see there's no signal. This is what I recorded through. So ultimately, I recorded through this compressor, okay? So that's all there was to it. And I've got these panned out, 63%, 60, what is that? 63, yeah, we're at 63%, and this one's 67%. Let's make that real even, so we'll make this 67%. Okay, so now they're both panned out, 67% left and right. I'm not gonna get crazy with that. And down here, we've got Mark's vocal. And I'm gonna open up the effects chain for this. I'm gonna close this one. And right now, there's absolutely nothing on it. So what I did was I added reattune, and I'll show you the effect that I used. And this is tuned to G major because the entire song is done, because you don't know if the interface I just got will allow for 2 condenser mics to run at the same time with phantom power. Yeah, totally, 100%, Brad. And I hope it will. If it doesn't, that's fine. But I think you just need phantom power. Yes, 100% to answer your question. Yes. So I hope that the audio interface that you got, because you don't have to record like this. This is just one song that I recorded like this. So keep that in mind. Interface will run both mic inputs simultaneously with phantom power. Yeah, and I'm not sure. You must. I would hope that you can do that. It looks like Jam Pro probably looked the audio interface you got up on the internet, and it definitely will. So it sounds like yes, you can do two condenser mics simultaneously with phantom power. So let's get back to this mix. So on Mark's vocal take, he sent it to me with zero processing, no tuning. So I used Reatune. This is a free plugin in Reaper. I'm not sponsored by Reaper or JS or Kakos or any. I'm not sponsored by anything or anyone. I'm not sponsored by Takamine, and I'm not sponsored by Taylor or I think they're MXL microphones. None of those companies are sponsoring me. So that's the whole story, and I'm sticking to it. So I put Reatune on this. If we listen to this now, I've turned Reatune on Mark's vocal, and we'll start it right here. And there's such little needed pitch correction, but if you watch this, if I push play, you'll see that it is correcting little teeny things. So here we go.
Leaves are on the ground.
Right? So you can see.
Fall has come.
I'm not doing anything special. I'm letting.
Blue skies turning gray.
You can see.
Like my love.
That's all there is going on. All right. Now, I did want to use a little compression. This is my mix, by the way. This is not the mix that Justin used. And I think he even used a different vocal take than me. But he did receive all five vocal takes. So now I put a compressor on this, and let's look at the compressor that I used on the vocal. And I will not pan the vocal anywhere but dead center. That's it. So here's the compressor, and you can see what this is doing to the vocal.
Leaves are on the ground.
So you can see when he hits that mic real hard.
Fall has come.
Try and keep that compression.
Blue skies turning gray.
Right?
Like my love.
Okay, no reverb, nothing on this at this point.
I tried to carry you and make you whole.
Okay. Okay, so we're gonna now the next effect that I placed on this was the saturation knob. And we'll take a look at this. This is also, for a while, it was a free plugin. When I downloaded it, it was free. And it may still be free. And again, I'm using Reaper as my DAW. So if we listen to this again with the guitar, listen. I should be able to push play here. Okay.
Leaves are on the ground.
So the saturation knob is hardly doing anything.
Fall has come.
Just made it a little bit louder.
Blue skies turning gray.
It's just straight up mono. There's no
like
panning.
My love.
You can watch this while it's playing. I've got this compressor going.
I tried to carry you.
So at this point, you might be thinking, well, the vocals are a little bit loud, right? They're a little bit loud. And I would have to agree with you. At least that was my thought. So what I'm going to do is open up my guitar effects again, and we'll turn on the EQ. This is the equalizer that I used. And I used it on both tracks, right? So I'm going to turn this EQ on. There was a frequency that I didn't like that was going on here. And so that I EQ'd that out. And I've got, again, a low shelf on this, which is post the input effects. These are the input effects that I used. They have no effect on this mix now. And you'll notice I've got acoustic guitars, and neither of these tracks have a compressor on them. So let's listen again. Now I've turned this EQ on because I had some... There was a frequency here. What frequency is it? This is number 3. Let's go. So it was 1189.9 hertz was really bugging me, and I turned it down on both of these, both microphones. There was something going on with it. I didn't like it, so I deleted that. So let's listen with this EQ now installed, and you probably aren't going to notice much. Here we go. Right?
Leaves are on the ground.
I'm going to shut off the lead
Fall
vocal.
has come.
effects. Let's look at here's the lead vocal effects. So that's all I
Blue
did.
skies turning gray,
Okay. Pretty simple.
like my love.
Okay, now I'm going to stop this again, and I've got these two vocal mics run into this one channel right here that is the acoustic. I'm going to retitle this. I titled it Master. I'm going to title it Parent. So what this allows me to do is if I push play, I can mute the guitars.
Leaves are on the ground.
They're both muted now. You can't hear them. I unmute it.
Fall has come.
Okay. Now, on this master bus, I have another set of effects on here, and they're both off right now. I have a re-EQ, and we'll look at I've got a boost here in this 2K region, and I've got again a vocal, a little bit of a cut here down here in the very, very low end. I don't want any mud in this, so we'll turn the EQ on and we'll listen again.
Leaves are
Turn
on
that off.
the ground.
Turn it back
Fall
on.
has come.
Brought the volume up just a little bit. Got a little boost down here around 100 hertz. Really like that. All right. And then I've got this Rex comp, which I don't recall what I did. Yeah, I was compressing this one frequency right here pretty seriously.
Leaves are on the ground.
Okay. Again, this is my mix. This is not the mix that you're hearing on YouTube. Okay.
Blue skies turning gray,
So I'm just compressing this one frequency.
like my love.
All right. That's all I'm doing. I'm doing a little bit of compression over here in the way in the very top end.
carry you
Right. So we're getting awful darn
and
close
make you
to
whole.
being done with this. Now, let's go over to to check our routing here. Now, I took the guitars and I sent them to this reverb bus. And let's look at the reverb that I've got on this. I'm sorry. Let's look at the reverb that I've got on this. And we've got, I used a towel reverb. This reverb is totally free, 100%. There's none of it on this mix at this point, and I have it set to a stereo input. And I've got an EQ in front of this reverb to get rid of all of this stuff. Look at that. Look at that reverb. I mean, I've got like tons of EQ on this because I didn't like the way the reverb sounded with these frequencies ringing so thickly, we'll say. Isn't that interesting? Okay. And I've got the reverb muted at this point. Now, both the guitar, the master bus from the guitar is going in this, and this is a stereo mix. So we've got the reverb, and I've got this EQ put on this reverb. I know it's a lot of reverb. It might look a lot of EQ in front of this reverb, but I don't want it sounded bad, right? So here we go. We're gonna unmute, and I also have Mark's lead vocal. My cat's wanting to jump. You get down, buddy. Okay. I also have Mark's lead vocal going into this, and there have been a couple people that have said, well, it sounds like you guys were sitting in the same room singing it together. It's because both of the tracks recorded on opposite sides of the planet are going into the same reverb effect. The reverb is stereo, so that panning I've got on the guitars is going to come across in a stereo field, and we'll go ahead and listen to this now with the reverb unmuted. And you're going to hear it very much, almost nothing on this. I'm going to unmute the reverb, and we'll listen. This is my voice right here.
Leaves are on the ground. Fall has come.
Wow. That's it.
blue skies turning gray.
And I want you to look at my master bus here. Now this is clipped.
Like my love.
My voice is going in this. I'm gonna mute my voice.
I tried to carry you and make you whole, but it was never enough. I must.
There's my voice. I'm gonna make this reverb a whole lot wetter so you can hear really what this reverb sounds like. We'll just make it. Right? So that's what the reverb sounds like.
Leaves are on the ground.
Right?
Fall has come.
That's with it cranked. So we'll bring that back to 0.
Gray.
And we'll bring this back to
Like my love.
0.
I tried to carry you.
You can see that this reverb is actually doing something
and
here,
make you
but
whole.
very, very little.
But
And let's look at my
was
send
never
on this.
enough.
So I'm sending
I
in
must go.
pre-fader because I'm not doing anything.
Who is gonna save
All right, now
you
here's something that
when I'm gone?
let's stop this. The guitars are still not loud enough, right? They need to be louder. Well, here's what I do. Instead of making the guitars louder, we turn the vocals down. And this is something that a lot of people, I think, do wrong. This is a very, very important part of mixing that, forgive me if I'm insulting anybody on saying this, but if something is too loud, especially in a mix this naked and this empty, there's nothing going on here. And there's nothing. It's one guitar and one vocal. So let's push play again. And you'll notice the vocal's a little bit too loud for the guitars, right?
Leaves are on the ground.
Right? Now I'm going to grab this
Fall
volume
has
fader,
come.
and we can let's look at this. Let's look at this.
Blue skies turning gray.
Here's the vocal master right over here.
Like my love.
Here's how
I
loud the guitar.
tried to carry you
So let's just bring the vocals to back.
and make you whole, but it was never enough.
Isn't that amazing? Yep.
I must go.
So now I'm going to bring the guitars up a little bit.
Who is gonna save you?
Look at how much this is.
when
I'm balancing
I'm
this.
gone? And who watch over you?
Isn't that amazing? The balance that we have now.
when I'm gone?
Still turn these vocals back a little bit.
You say you care for
Okay, now here's a section that that I made an alteration in this song. Because Mark, when he sent these vocals to me, he brought them in a little bit to right?
say
So I'm going to split this track. Let me go over to my track control panel. Now, here's Mark's vocal. And I want to make sure that I'm snapping to the grid so I catch this horseshoe. Now, he introduced this line too early in the song. So I didn't feel like it matched up with the original performance. So I'm going to split this, and I'm going to move it back to where it should now line up.
say you care for me, but hide it.
Okay, now there's something a little weird about this, and I'm not quite sure why this isn't lining up correctly. It's because of where I cut it. I think I need to let me see if this doesn't make it better. Forgive me.
You say you
There it goes.
care for me,
Now the lyrics are lined up.
but hide it well.
So I did a little edit there.
How can you love someone?
Now I don't know if the back end of this might be, I might need to align this also because I've done. Nope, there we go. Okay, so here we are with this mix of this song sounding pretty darn balanced, and it didn't take much, and I didn't do a bunch of shit to it to embellish anything. I didn't add any stereo effects aside from a stereo reverb, and I've got a stereo guitar channel, so I might as well make the reverb stereo, correct? And hey, Zach. And let's see. So we added a reverb, and pretty much that's it. Now, here's where where stuff gets interesting, and this is the glue right here. And what I'm going to do is show you my master bus. Now, I have some effects on my master bus, neither of which are turned on. And I know I'm clipping this, but that's fine. I want my voice to be nice and loud. Let me back it off just a bit. I'm sorry that I'm clipping this. There we go. That should be a little better. I don't know if I can clip that now. So I've got this Reacomp on my master bus. I'm going to open this up real quick. And it's called Master Bus Glue. And this is a preset that comes with Reaper. And I'm going to go ahead and turn this on now. And we'll listen to this again. And we're going to start the song a little later in the song so we can listen here.
You say you care for me,
See how I've got this compression to just
but
not
hide it well.
I've got the volume turned up here on the wet part of this.
But not yourself. Who is gonna save you?
Now, I still feel with this mix right now that the vocals are still a little bit too loud. And I would maybe ask anyone else's opinion for that. Because now I'm ultimately remixing it. I've already mixed this song to where I really loved it, and now we're remixing. But I'm curious what y'all think. Do you think these guitars need to come up a little bit, or that the vocal needs to come back down? Let me push play again, and we'll try this.
You say you care for me, but hide it well. How can you love someone?
I'm asking for opinions.
Yourself. Who is gonna save you when I'm gone?
And isn't that amazing that if we just go back to a mono guitar, you can listen to this like it is.
You say
Right?
you care
Got the two
for
guitar
me,
tracks panned hard, or 67% left and right. I'm gonna make a mono now. If I make a mono, now
How can you love someone
isn't that amazing?
but not yourself?
I'll just pan these over.
Who is gonna
And they just
save
totally get out of the way
when
of the
I'm
vocal.
gone? And who
And this is what you hear a lot of people talk about panning. And for a naked song like this, I use two microphones to record. This is one mic, this is the other one. Reduce the guitar, yeah. Vocals down a touch, yep. Okay. So,
And when I'm
And-
gone,
okay.
we'll break your fall.
So,
Who will you blame?
give me a second here.
I can't go on, let you lose it.
And I'm just turning the overall volume. So I'm at -8 right
It's
now.
more than I can take.
I'm gonna go over to my fader here. I'm gonna back it down 3 dB. So we're at -8. I'm gonna go minus, what's 3? 11? Let's start it back at the same spot.
You say you
That's
care
minus
for
3
me,
dB. And that just sounds great, you guys.
but hide it well.
That sounds really nicely balanced. Now keep in mind that we're mixing
How
through
can
the
you
compressor on the
love
master bus, which is only compressing at 1.5 to 1. It's just barely tickling that thing. Let's look at our compressor. Here's our master bus
Who's
compressor.
gonna save you when I'm gone?
And we've turned up the output of the compressor a little bit.
And who
Keep in mind also that my voice is going through this compressor right now.
watch over you when I'm gone?
Now,
And when I'm gone,
that really, I mean,
we'll break your fall.
it really is sounding pretty nice. And we might think about maybe making it just a little wetter just to actually do a remix. And I'm going to bring this, I'm going to bring the volume on this, this compressor down just a hair. It's plus 6.3. I'm going to bring it down 3 dB, just 2.8. There we go. Just a touch. I don't ever want to clip this master bus. This thing, that'd be terrible if I clipped it. And I've got some amplification on my compressor on my voice too. I'm going to turn that down. So let's see. Let's listen one more time.
You say you care
Now let's-
for me, but hide it well.
Let's I want to bring the reverb up just a bit to kind of give it so we can hear the effect. You almost at this point can't hear it, right? It's invisible.
But not yourself. Who's gonna save you when I'm gone? And who
That's it, Justin.
watch over
Nothing.
you
Just hitting it a little bit in its lower frequency.
when I'm gone?
I don't have any compression on the master bus. And also, that's a wonderful question that Justin just asked me: is what dynamics effects I'm running on the parent parent track for my acoustic guitars. That's it. I'm running an EQ and Rex comp, and that's a multi-band compressor that selects a specific frequency and just compresses that frequency. And so that is on right now. And I'm guessing if I bypassed it, we can listen. That's just on my parent bus, on my master.
You say you care for me,
It's bypassed.
but hide it well.
Now it's not bypassed.
How can you love someone but not yourself?
Yeah.
Who's gonna save you when I'm gone? And who watch over you
I think the reverb's gotten a little bit too intense, so I'm gonna bring that back just a hair.
when I'm gone?
I like to hear a touch of reverb. And in fact, what I can do to let you kind of know what the reverb is doing is I'm going to send my voice right now to the reverb. So you can hear exactly what that's doing with my voice on, that's all the reverb that's on that. Now, if we're listening to this dry, mind you, it's not in a mix and it's not a song. But what I'm hearing in my headphones is really nice. Like if I was performing or singing this song, man, this little touch of reverb, I could really use that, I think, to help. And so, having said that, I often will do something like this while I'm tracking. Lord, you're going to get to listen to it over and over and over again. Yeah, it's a beautiful song. I thought it was a good one just to try and show these techniques. But I like to use a little reverb like this on my voice. But we've sent that to the reverb. I just wanted to kind of let you guys hear what that reverb is doing to my voice all by itself. And we'll go ahead and mute that send. So now it's gone. And let's go back to the beginning and see what this beginning guitar sounds like. If I turn the click track on, and you know what's really cool about that and listening to it, and you know I don't want to compliment my own guitar playing, but the way it feels so real when I had to play that to an actual click, because I can't, when I'm recording in the United States and I'm sending a track to Mark in Australia, the fact that we have that click track to work with and to still have the instrumentation, the music in this thing sound natural and human. If you listen to that with that click, it's not time aligned. And that's what kills me about a lot of modern rock and modern bands and modern recording techniques, is that it is so fucking perfect that it's just lost its natural sound. And having said that, with this particular song and this performance, I think Mark said that he didn't even have a click going when he performed. I sent him these guitar tracks and he performed the vocals with just the guitar and let his voice, and when he even those breaks, you know, in the song where there's nothing, I hit a chord and hold it. And I think that maintained a lot of the natural sound and performance of the song. If we listen to this with the click track again. 1, 2.
Are on the ground.
And it would be really easy for me to time align that or replay it. You know, if I wanted to make it perfect, I certainly could play it again, and play it again, and play it again. And I'll tell you what, part of the reason I didn't was because I had that guitar for one day. And I had the guitar home. I brought it home. I learned the song on that guitar and had to record it. And I really wanted to do a good job of it. So if I had more time, I probably would have maybe taken that over again, but I still would have tried to do it in one take, which is kind of a personal vendetta for me. And Great Vanzini said it earlier, you know, he's talking about 10, 12 takes. And all due respect, man, that's when stuff really starts sounding killer, because every part is right. And the humanity is still in it, whether you're using a click track or not. You're not going in and time aligning everything down to the milliseconds. That I think takes the reality of music away from recorded music. Now, there is a point where it's just so far out of time that you should probably practice a little bit more. You know, learn to play with a click track. but or be able to play with a click track. But it's kind of fun for me to sit down again after that happened several weeks ago when I recorded this part and hear it like that and hear it with a click and know that it's in time, but it's not perfectly in time. And I love that. And I think that if you did the same thing with a lot of music, and I'm not comparing myself to anyone, but it's music that I've heard that I think contains this type of imperfection. Jerry Cantrell's acoustic work, Chris Cornell's acoustic work. There's our two Seattle boys. Those guys, and the acoustic stuff that has been done by bands like Pearl Jam. But at the same time, there's our New York boy, Zach Wilde. Listen to his stuff. I mean, of course, these are bands that I've listened to over and over and over again. But man, that stuff, they're so well done and so perfectly imperfect. And that's a tough, that's an overused explanation or description. Perfectly imperfect. The first guitar and vocal takes from the two of them. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't know what first guitar. There's only one guitar take that there was two different takes that you heard, and one of them was done. Let's see. These takes right here, you'll notice. Let me unmute one of these so you can see it. You'll notice that the song is a much longer. I think you did hear these takes, Justin, but they're not what was used in that song. So I don't know. Yeah, this first vocal take, and then I don't know what. Sorry, vocal take. Yeah, what is it? Yeah, I don't remember. Vox Dynamic 1. I don't know, but. Yeah, the D18 or the 28, whatever one it is. Yeah, Martin, their numbering system. I don't know which one looks like what, but one take recordings. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what tracks you got, Justin, but it's cool that you're here and able to see and hear this, and hopefully it's coming across over the internet. You're not getting little clicks and stuff because my sound sometimes does that. I have a really badass computer that probably wouldn't do that, but it doesn't work. So hopefully the sound has been okay today. So, a little trick for recording an acoustic guitar by using one performance and two microphones to create a really beautiful stereo feel. And, we could get really nutty with this. Now I'm going to show you, I want to show you one other effect that I have. And I'm going to put this on the parent bus of my acoustic guitars, which are panned left and right. One microphone is left, one microphone is right. And they're the exact same performance. There's no phase issue. In fact, let's do that real quick before I put something else on here. I'm going to push play. 1, 2. And I'm going to swap the phase. So there's a little bit of phase. Yep. That's interesting.
Leaves are on the ground.
Now I'm hearing a little bit of clicking in this. Let me stop this for a moment. I'm going to change. You're going to lose my voice for just a second. All right. So now I'm going to experience a little bit of latency, but that's all right. I don't even need to wear headphones. Okay, so let's listen to this. What I want to do here, I want to get crazy with the acoustic guitar. This plugin, is one that is dangerous. This is one that I was shared with me by one really badass mix engineer. You know who you are. And let's see. Factory presets. Let's see. Guitars. Let's see. Do they have? Let's try keys. Let's see. Joey Sturgis. Let me see. Does he have a doubling effect for this guitars? This could be heaven. Let's try this. Now, see what's going on here? I just put that effect on my acoustic parent bus, right? And I have no idea what's going to happen here, but this effect, get ready for this one. I'm hoping everybody can hear this clearly, and it might have a little bit of strangeness going on, but we'll see. There's some reverb added to the guitar, which I may need to turn off. Let's try it. Here we go. 1, 2. Woohoo!
Leaves are on the ground. Fall has come.
Not a fan of what that does. But I think if I bring the voices down to nothing.
Like my love, I tried to carry you and make you whole.
So, this Howard Benson vocal multiplier is a new plugin. Well, thanks, Hugh. I thought it was really fun, man. I couldn't believe it when I got the vocals back from Mark. I mean, I was like, I pushed play and went, oh shit. And I was like, Justin. Oh man. Lord Spike, I wish I had written this song. I wish Mark and I had written this song. You don't have a clue how badly I wish. So 3 good, complete takes of each song, and you know that what Jam Pro said, you know, when I track anyone myself, shoot for 3 good complete takes. You know, you can imagine what that must be like with having to record a drummer, and then you got a bass player, and then you got a vocalist, and then you got a guitar player. Oh boy. Yeah. The time involved in doing all that stuff. And again, I didn't have a lot of time. I was kind of on a short leash with that guitar, and I knew that I could grab my other acoustic guitar, so, and re-record it. But, that Lord Spike, let me get you. I'm gonna put a link in the chat for you. Give me a second here. Let me go to this. I'm gonna put a link in the chat. I think Justin could probably do this too, but I'm gonna find this version of it, because dude, this, all due respect, this is I mean, the dude who wrote this song, you need to hear this guy sing it. and play it, because he plays it and sings it by himself, like Mark and I did, only there were two of us. So here you go. And you can right click on that and open in a new tab or whatever. I don't know if you're on a phone or not, but dude, it would make my heart feel very good if you did listen to the original, because it is something else. Yeah, now you know. And Justin was the one, I think, that, or Jam Pro Sound was the one that turned me on to listening to that version of it. I'll shut up now so you can listen. Now, I do have a new piece of music that I would like to let some folks listen to, and I have to open up a new project. But in doing that, I wrote a new guitar piece riff, and it's not like this at all. It's what, it's funny because Mark and I did this song, and people were like, "Oh, I don't think people realized I've spent more time playing acoustic guitar in my life than electric." I think that's true. So give me a second. I'm going to open up a different project. You're going to lose my voice for a moment, but hang on. Here's what I'm going to do, because let me see. Yeah, here we go. So this is my vocal track, and I did a delete in the recent past, and I lost it. All of my track templates were stored in a folder on my computer that I never told anyway, I must have told stuff, but I'm going to save track as template, and I'm going to see where Marshall Turner, app data, roaming Reaper, track templates. So is there someplace else that this is going? Is it, let me see. And if I go up one more, Marshall Turner. All right, so yeah, so that folder, okay. Let me close this, and I'm gonna right click and go save tracks as template. And this is where I want to save them, and I'm gonna call this stream vocal, because this is just a little file organization. Yeah. What was I saying, man? Great fancy. Oh, dude. Yeah. Well, I appreciate that. And Mark, he'll probably, if he's not here, I think he'll really appreciate hearing this, and he probably already has. And it's interesting because he has 400, and it's not about subs on YouTube, but it's about how cool you are. And he has like 400 and some odd subs, and I have over 1,500 now. And his version that he put on his YouTube channel has, I don't know what, 300 plus views, and I think mine has less than 100. So it doesn't matter, the whole sub count thing. Remember to be cool to people, and don't be honest. If you're honest, you're going to be an asshole on YouTube. I promise. Believe me. Ask me how I know. So give me a second. I'm going to vanish. My voice is going to die here for a second. Let me save this one. And I'm going to open recent projects. Let's see, this one. Okay, there. Now I got sound. Okay, sorry. I need to. All right, sorry about that, you guys. I think you can hear me now. I think you can. Uh, yeah, I know. I'm hoping that you have me again. Okay, thank you. I had the wrong reroute sent. I'm sending it to OBS via reroute, and anyhow, let me remove send. There we go. Okay. All right. Let's try this again. This should work this time. I'm hoping. I'm gonna go ahead and change this. All right. Give this a spin. There are no vocals on this. Charlie, welcome. Hey, brother. All right, so just a so that's just a new interesting piece of music that I was writing, and I won't share it all with you because there's some other really cool stuff going on in that one. And again, that one doesn't have any lyrics yet or vocals on it, so we're working on that. Me and a good friend. So you can probably guess who might be also helping me with that one. Which I did receive some pretty interesting lyrics and an interesting storyline. I don't know about that. I found some really weird chords in that one though. That one I did go out on a limb. I found the which I always do. There's a ass end of my SM7. There you go, buddy. Fred wanted to get up on my bench, so I'm gonna let him. I found some interesting some Michael Jackson. Oh shit! Stop, man. Justin. Yeah, when I've listened to it, and actually I did put some vocals on it, but I'm not gonna. Nobody's gonna hear that because they're just like junky scratch tracks. But yeah, Hugh, there you go. James Bond meets Megadeth, right? I don't even know. James Bond meets. It's not fast enough to be Slayer. Yeah, I guess Smooth Criminal. Yep. Dude, that's interesting. Wow. Wow. That's interesting to hear this feedback about that piece of music. That's cool. Because what's really cool is that the artists that you guys are comparing the stuff to are pretty well Motorhead. There we go. Keep it coming, Hugh. I love you, man. These are very famous bands who have written some of the biggest songs in music. But yeah, maybe not so much Rob Zombie, but goddamn, Michael Jackson, really, and Motorhead. Good lord. That's cool. It's very, very neat to hear that, and I really appreciate that. I will take that as a compliment. Um, what I would like to let me go forward in this thing a little bit. I want to play this bridge section to for you. We'll just start it just in front of it. Yeah, because this thing goes from let's see, what do we say? Smooth Criminal Motor meets Motorhead meets James Bond meets Michael Jackson to all right, all right. Oh shit. Oh boy. So yeah, it's got kind of a middle section. We'll call a the wetness, the moist section. And this again, this is brand new. I wrote this on what was the date? November 15th, and recorded all of that. And uh, Tony Bennett. Oh boy, I couldn't name a single Tony Bennett song. There's no way I could name a Tony Bennett song. What did he? Christmas songs, of course. I guess everybody's listening to Tony. Have a happy holly jolly Christmas. Isn't that Tony Bennett? I think everybody from the Rat Pack sang that song. Yeah, so I'm just experimenting with uh, experimenting with a new piece of music. I just thought I'd throw it out there. I love what I'm hearing. Not really sure. I'm not really sure what the storyline in it's going to be because there aren't really any definite Vic on roids. Nice. Speaking of roids, that's interesting you bring that up, Vanzini, because my boy over here, yeah, he's on roids right now. I ain't kidding. Oh, dude, yeah, and I've heard that before, Hugh. Yeah, I've heard people have compared other stuff that I've written to Corrosion of Conformity, which that's not a band that I've ever really listened to. Devil Man, yeah, yeah. Yeah, he had to go back to the doc because he got the upper sinus and nasal infection. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is a guitar. Single man's best friend right here. I don't have anybody that's gonna do this for me. Yeah, I love this thing. Yeah, good old Fred got the old sinus upper respiratory infection again, and had to go in, and he's been really. It's interesting because he got really aggressive and like bouncing around a lot. Like right after he got that steroid injection, so they definitely make you aggressive. But and also he's on a diet, so he's not mad. He's mad at me. Uh, definitely mad at me. Wow, with the hint of Deftones. Good grief, Hugh. Now, if anybody compares it to Filter, I'll send you $1,000. No, I'm joking. That's a joke. That was a joke. I'm not being serious. Filter is, I think, my all-time favorite band. Not only for their political views, but because they've written so many great songs, and it all meant something to me. Richard Patrick is just an amazing voice. Um, uh, Still listening to him, yeah. Um, Tony Bennett, wow. I'd have to go back and listen to something from him. There's I'm trying to think. I'm old enough where back in the 70s I would have probably seen him perform live on like the Johnny Carson show and maybe even have been a guest on Saturday Night Live. Because he was still performing and such in the 80s, even the 90s. Um, I don't know how long ago if he's still with us. I don't think he is. I'd be shocked. He may be. San Francisco. Take a rasp. Yeah. No, the thing works pretty good. It's not too sharp, and I've got it pretty well worn in really nicely. See if Fred burns his tail. Hey, dumbass! Don't do that. He's gonna. What a dumbass. Yeah. uh, okay. Yeah, I thought that. Yeah, I thought that was true. Um, and Charlie, man, I'm serious. When I've been able to drop by your live stream, your sound is really fantastic. And I kind of covered along those same lines a little bit about a way to record an acoustic guitar. Um, uh, um, Santa Cruz. Uh, and using two microphones, which is really unorthodox. And in fact, a lot of guys don't do it. Don't put two microphones on an acoustic guitar. I've heard that so many times, but I did it recently, and I don't know what your audio path is for your acoustic guitar in your live streams, but I'm gonna get this a little closer to my face. It sounds really nice, I think. Santa Cruz, yeah. And when you bring up Santa Cruz, God, my stepmother has, what is hers? I don't think it's a Santa Cruz. No, it's not a Santa Cruz. Oh, you're very welcome, Hugh. Yeah, Charlie, man, when I tune in, it just sounds great. I wouldn't lie. That's why I don't participate in certain live people's shows. I'm not gonna lie, and so so it's fun to right? Yeah, Justin Jampro, you are that 100 nail on the head. Punk. Yep. You sunk that thing with one blow. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it really does. And he's saying it's all me, but he's turning the knobs and making the adjustments and putting the compressor on there and putting an EQ, and I don't know what he's doing. I really don't. I don't even know if he's still, I begged the guy to get rid of his mixing board, and I don't know if he's still running through it. And if he is, it sounds fantastic. Yeah, yeah, I'm really happy to have been able to help him and see the progress he's made. You know, guys like Richard and you know have really taken it far. Um, uh, uh, yeah. You know, it's fun. I've helped a lot of folks be able to get their audio on YouTube. Yeah, I'm proud of that because I think it's helped some people really. You did. All right. I, I'm gonna get to listen to Fred here for a moment. Yeah, yeah. Naya and Richard. Uh, let's see. What's Chris? Chris was having a hard time with the stuff that I gave him, but he was having similar problems that I am. Uh, yeah, yeah, yeah. That was exactly my take because I felt like God, you're running through a preamp and then out, and then you're going into another preamp, and it's like, oh boy. You done? uh, yeah, and you know, Charlie, just so you know, let's see. I don't have another camera that I can point at it. I don't think. Wait, here we go. Uh, oh, where are you? There you are. Oh shit, there's not enough light in here. Let me tilt the light over here. You can probably see this. It's been in a couple of my videos, but right next to that door right there. I don't know if you can how well you can see that. My camera is not. There it is. But that's for live performances. That's not for studio. Oh, there we go. Come on, buddy. You gotta get down. I know you want to climb around up there. Yeah, exactly. He's gonna get some here tomorrow or the next day because he's got to go on another regiment of with respect to tuna fish. He's got to go on another regiment of antibiotics. So it's easier for me to give them to him in a little chunk of tuna fish than it is to try and stick that thing down his throat. He's I'm not good enough for that. Yeah, StreamYard's kind of an interesting thing. All these multi-streams and all this shit. That just makes no sense to me. I don't know what the advantage of that is. It's confusing. It's like somebody comments on one person's chat and then they're talking about that and I have no idea what was said and it's weird. It's interesting, but I don't understand it. And I don't like the little up here in the corner of the duck. And I don't like $50 a month or something like that. That's way too much for that. YouTube should just do that. That's the thing. I don't understand why YouTube and OBS haven't made that like just basic fundamental. But here we go on that subject again. I mean, OBS, you can't send somebody an invite to join your OBS broadcast and have their camera and their audio just show up. Like, really? It's funny. I think we all probably feel that way about OBS. Anybody who runs it. Which is funny because OBS could have solved a lot of problems for, well, not problems, but could have made certain channels way more easy to listen to a long time before it actually happened for those channels. And OBS was, I mean, I'm running OBS right now and it works great. Working fantastic. Yeah, I've had more audio issues on StreamYard than anywhere else. Well, I mean, obviously, right now, I doubt I'm having any troubles with it. So, you know, and I won't say that I've had troubles every single time, but what my experience, I mean, I have meetings, Jam Pro and I and Mark and others have meetings on StreamYard quite often. And if you're just talking and using your camera just direct into StreamYard, works great to have a multi-person conversation about a song or a mix or something like that. It's awesome. But for live streaming, what has always bugged me, and I'm not sure if it's the extra piece of software that I have to use called NDI to get audio into cleanly into StreamYard. Seems like it's clicky on when I'm live on other people's streams, especially if I'm got a guitar VST going. And I don't know if it's processing power in my computer or if it's having to use all of this extra software to get stuff into StreamYard. Not all of this, it's one program, and all it is a video and audio routing program. It's like Banana or whatever, which, by the way, don't download that because I said something. If you want to download it, you better call Justin. Have him help you with it. Yeah. Well, this has gone on for a good couple of hours now. How long have I been on here? 2 hours and 15 minutes. Holy smokes. Yeah. I need one more too. Yeah. You and I will never have that conversation. Well, I've never, I got to be honest, man. And I got two more in the closet over here that aren't out of the cases. Actually, no, I take that back. I have four more that are not, that you can't see right now that I actually own. Audio Matrix. And that might be something that would help. But nonetheless, with respect to my guitars, yeah, I just have, I don't get rid of them. None of them are worth a whole lot of money. Yeah, you and me both. I mean, oh, by the way, that Les Paul, in fact, let me grab that real quick. I want to show you all this guitar. Give me a second. And it's time I dust this thing off. Now, And I am being very careful with that because if it touches the floor, it will break. I gotta dust this thing off because it's been hanging on the wall far too long to do it any respect at all. So I would love this to go to someone I know, but I don't know if anybody I know is in the market for one of these. But this guitar is for sale officially. I haven't found anybody who just jumped on it yet, but yeah, it needed a little dusting. And here's how dedicated I am to my customers. Just so you all know. God, this thing is beautiful. Okay, here it is. Okay, so you all know that I love what I do, and I have clients that I just absolutely adore, and they're all very, very important to me. But I had a client that bought he has a 2023 Gibson Les Paul Standard, and it's like they call it a T-burst, I think. It's like a really light colored brown, beautiful guitar. Holy smokes, the color on that thing is gorgeous. But what he did was he dropped it on the floor. Or no, he didn't drop it. I think he just set it down. And you know how Gibson does that stupid fucking thing where they put a plastic output jack holder on the edge of a guitar, and they you know how they get broke. Anybody who owns a Les Paul has probably had that experience. And they put it on I know Hugh, you're probably with me on this. Why in the world on a guitar you can't buy a Gibson Les Paul for less than what, $1,800 now, $1,600, even for a Les Paul Studio, $1,500, brand new, a real Les Paul Studio, right? Why would they put a plastic output jack plate on there? That is, to me, completely inexcusable, right? But anyway, they put one on his guitar, and his was $2,800 or something like that. And yeah, that's exactly what happened. And no, I needed to put he lives out of town. He's a very good friend of mine, and I built a guitar for him. And anyhow, he brought his guitar over, and he didn't call me ahead of time. It just was in town, and he'll be here this week. So anyway, to make a long story short, I took the part off of my guitar, which is metal. Again, this whole cover was a metal cover, and I ordered a new one from Gibson, and put that on his guitar so that he wouldn't have to make an extra trip over to get his guitar fixed. So that felt pretty good, and I know that he really appreciated it. And I ordered a new one directly from Gibson. So I'm not buying like a one you can buy off of Amazon and putting it on my Les Paul that I'm gonna sell. I bought one directly from Gibson, but this is for sale. It weighs 11 pounds. There's the top. It's got a 57 Classic Plus and a 57 Classic in the neck. I won't take less than $3,000 for this guitar. It's a 2010. Les Paul traditional. That's before the federal government took all of their wood. It's back when their quality control was highly respected. And don't worry, I've already got the dings out of the way for you. So when you buy it, you don't have to worry about putting a ding in it because it's got a couple in it already that are just very, very minuscule. But there you go. There it is. This thing's beautiful too, man. I haven't played it for a while. You know, I don't even know. Oh. There it is. Check that tuning out. Doesn't that sound good? Yeah. Anyhow, yeah, I haven't played it. I don't play it enough, and it's hanging on my wall. It looks really pretty, but I have another Les Paul that I play all the time. So if anybody's, yeah, I know. Yeah, I wish it was a lefty, bro. Yes, exactly, Hugh. At our shop, we call it stew tuning because he can tune a guitar that's so perfectly out of tune. It's like the most hideous sounding guitar tuning you could ever hope for. And I'm not 100% certain, but I think Stu has perfect pitch. So, you know, he's very well aware of how bad something can sound when it's out of tune. I'm not 100% certain, but that's my journeyman at work. Anyhow, so yeah, this thing's for sale, which, you know, I haven't made that highly public yet, but hopefully somebody will want it bad enough. And I recently really fell in love with a different guitar that I want to get out here. Let me switch projects here just a moment. Let me save this one. I'm gonna lose my voice for just a second. For just a second. Give me a moment. Oh yeah, there we go. That's my old vocal sound. That sounds nice. Yeah, and it's going into, okay. Greg, hello. Holy smokes. And Preston, I don't think I said hello to you, brother. Oh my God, it's great to see you. I hope you're doing well. And what is it, Lilu? I hope Lilu is doing good. And Maggie. Slanted against the couch. Yeah. Hugh knows. Hugh knows how to joke. That's awesome. So the guitar that I'm really falling in love with is one that I didn't ever think choose your life name. Yeah, tell me about it. Yeah, Greg, hey. Oh no. Dude. What? What? Now, I said hello to a few different animals and people. I'm hoping you're talking about, I don't know, that terrible thing to say. I don't know who you're talking about, Preston. But yeah, Greg, it sounds like you had a very successful hunting trip. And I was so very happy to see that. Okay, I understand. Dude, we need to have a moment of silence for Lilu. Man. Wow. That's really a bummer because believe me, you know me and you know all I got is dumbass over there. And I don't know. I know it's inevitable, but God, everybody, hey, all right, stop it. Lord Spike, I'm sorry, man. Oh, geez. So I'm gonna move on from that subject. God, and play this guitar a little bit because I haven't played it all tonight, and then I'll probably shut things down before too much longer. God, I've been on for quite a while. But this is my new one of my favorites. Let me point this down a little bit. And I gotta point my mic up because I gotta save this. I gotta save these settings on this track. Yeah, I deleted a folder on my computer erroneously and not erroneously, accidentally on purpose. Let me save. Hang on. Save track as template. I'm going to save it as stream vocal as I saved the other one, but I'm going to overwrite the other one. There we go. Stream vocal. Now I got it. All right. So this is an Ibanez that I forgot that and it's in drop C, right? Whoa, big old stereo. Yeah, that is quite an accomplishment. It was so neat to see that. I'm gonna tune this thing. I'll tune this thing up. I know you can hear this in the microphone, but I got a tuner. It was just a little out of tune. And I haven't put a new set of strings on this thing yet since I got it, so these are not the right string. So one kind of cool thing is that I got this beautiful amp right here. It's called the John Petrucci, and let's see. Oh gosh. Okay, so we got a song here that's actually in C minor. So I'm gonna go ahead and play along with this just for the hell of it, because I haven't hardly played guitar all the day. All I've done is mixed, and I hope maybe some folks learn something, or maybe we'll try something. Let's see what happens here. And I think I can. I think I got my new wah pedal. Yeah. Here we go. We'll try this. I don't know what this is gonna sound like. Yeah, this guitar, I'm really starting to like this one. This thing's got active pickups in the whole 9 yards. Really digging these things. Needs heavier strings though to be dropped in like that. Yeah, it needs heavier strings. Because when I bend them on this thing, I'm just bending them way too sharp. Wow. Yeah. Well, thank you. Playing with danger. Yeah, dude, this is a gift from my cousin, and I've talked about it a couple times, but yeah, these things, and I've been a fan of Ibanez guitars. It's that brand is the first guitar that I ever bought in a guitar shop, which I've shared this story a multitude of times. But I've just always loved them, and Joe Satriani. Satch played them, and I just so I'm a big fan of these things. They are this thing, and drop C tuning. It's been pretty reliable. That new piece of music I did. this thing needs an intonation also. Yeah, it's a, what is it, Premier or Prestige? One thing I don't like about it is the wood headstock, but I think they just had some extra rosewood laying around, so they stuck it on some guitars. Yeah. Yeah, and another thing that I've been kind of getting back into is let me go in here real quick. Is the Nolly archetype Nolly has made a resurgence in my guitar. I should do it. Okay, so Nolly should be here. Yeah. This particular amp head, man, I really dig this one, especially when you do a little bit of a scoopy job on it. And give it a little bit of a low end boost here. I know you guys can't see what I'm doing, so we'll do this. So I'm just EQing this a little bit to the where I had it on another project. And you know, of course, it says default, but this is not the default setting. And that is just a killer tone, man. One thing I've really enjoyed about this Nolly plugin is that it's almost always too quiet, which I always want to be that guy as a guitar player. I don't want anybody to ever come up to me and tell me, hey, dude, you need to turn your guitar down. I'm okay with that in a recording, but not at a live performance or, you know. So, yeah, I'm really digging this one. And I've kind of... It just sounds so nice. It's so real sounding. Yeah, there you go. The Nolly feels the most real, and having owned a Mesa dual rectifier and played through it for many, when I played in a band with Jam Pro Sound, that was the amp that I used. And we recorded a whole album using that amplifier. And this thing, man, I mean, if you know what a dual rec is like, that's it, you know? These things just... it does such a good job of mimicking that amplifier. Really cool amp, and the effects. Time. Oh, let's see, what is it? Tempo. Yeah, there we go. We wanted a quarter note, dotted quarter notes. They're in there someplace. All right, I'm going to play along with one more. I have no idea what this backing track is, and then I am going to probably leave you. I said I was going to do that a while ago, and again, this is drop C, so this says E minor, so that means I gotta be, so that's C. Let's try that, see what happens. Wait a minute here. Okay, should be here. That should be E. Right on, you guys. Thanks for hanging with me. If you got here recently, the whole point of this was to show some folks some ideas about doing some recording with very simple processes, very simple songs, acoustic guitar and a vocal. And I shared some pretty interesting stuff that I think some folks could probably learn something from if you're just getting into recording or just starting to write your own songs, things like that. And if you've been doing it a while, maybe it's a new technique that you could try. So there you go. Hopefully y'all had a good time, and thanks for joining me. Peace, guys.